So, I was thinking to do another video, this kind of project run through, but this time I was thinking I would concentrate more on the writing side of things, so I won't be going through any kind of mixing stuff, because I already did one video earlier where I went through my mixing approach when it comes to these projects. So this time I will be going through this project template that I've been refining quite some time now, and I wrote this one part recently that I thought this would be a good chance to show a little bit the process, how I like to write and how I like to set up my template so that I can work really fast and I have everything that I usually need, which these days is quite a lot of different instruments that I like to use. So I have everything set up in a way that I can just, whenever it's time to write, I write, and there's nothing sort of on the way. But yeah, basically that was the point of this video. So I think at this point I will just play this part that I've been working on, and then after that I will dive a little bit deeper and show what I have done, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So yeah, there you go. Let's start with the drums. I think I already explained a little bit earlier in some video like how I have set this kit up, so you can also check that video as well. But apart from that, there's nothing that interesting going on here, just basic programming. So quite straightforward stuff, But yeah, that's basically the drums. Again, the mixing side of things, I'm using pretty much the same approach that I already explained in the other video, so I won't dive into that in this case. The bass, I got the new Nolly bass library, so I thought I would use it here as well, because that's sort of easy to get good sounds. Like I have my own bass as well, which I typically use, but you know how it is. You need to strings are not the cheapest thing to have, and then if you want to things sound good really easily, I mean it's a no-brainer. It just sounds great, and you don't really need to do much to it anyway. So I mean it's great to track guitars on top of programmed bass, because it's always in tune, and then when it comes to time to track the real bass, this is a good reference point to compare your own playing, and try to get it sound as close as possible, like performance wise. Like I think these kind of tools are really useful in that sense too, but it sounds great like by itself. So and yeah, with the drums, it just works straight out of the gate. then I have my guitars, which is basically like an XFX preset that I use. The band stuff wise, there isn't much else going on, so this is basically the band setup. Yeah, I get the idea. I usually have everything else set up as well, so I have created tracks. Yeah, the lead guitars. There's a couple of different sets of those, and I have some a little bit less overdrive lead as well. I have my solo tracks too. Then I have this sort of more like ambience setup. In this case, I just did this kind of thing. Then I have here my clean guitars, which I don't actually use, but this is kind of actually interesting to show that this is how this whole idea actually started. So I had this clean guitar stuff where this idea basically started from. So. So there's basically the chord progression that I came up with, and then started to build all the other instruments on top of that. And then in the end, I actually just got rid of the original clean guitar part. But yeah, that's one way to do things. Like guitar is usually the main instrument of mine that I write with, but you know, it could have been also the keyboards. But this case, it's sort of escalated from that idea, and yeah, ended up in some other place that I probably expected at first. But yeah, you never know where the creative path sort of goes. So it keeps me excited, at least, you know, because you never know which idea sort of takes off and it becomes something really interesting and something that you would never expect it. So. But yeah, about this template again, I have also my vocals set up here, but I have everything set up in a way that I have my clean or sung vocals, and then also these more raspy and also screams. So then I can just add them here when, whenever is necessary. Some backing vocals set up as well. I have my chorus, is that how you said the word? I don't know, but I have those set up here as well. And the reason why they're actually stereo tracks is that I usually make like each harmony, I do like multiple takes and then pan them quite wide, and then I just like consolidate them or merge them into one stereo file, and then I just import them into this project. So I have like 4 different harmonies here available if necessary. But yeah, let's move on to the orchestral stuff here. Yeah, right after I got the guitar idea, I started to build this sort of like spiccato strings arrangement that sort of came first. So here I have probably the original idea, I think this one. Here, I think both of these are playing the same thing. I'm just blending them. So this one is from the Eastwest Hollywood strings library. Like Violin, Spiccato. And then this is from the Albion Spitfire's Albion One. library and this also spiccato articulation. So then there is this a little bit lower string rhythm, which is sort of the like main rhythm that I came up with a little bit later when the band stuff happens, and then I just thought that it would be cool to have this the same rhythm like going on all the time. Here it's a little bit more subtle in the beginning, but then when the band starts, it sort of starts to like build up, and then it becomes this main rhythm, this sort of like syncopated rhythm pattern, a little bit like polyrhythmic in a way, but quite simple stuff, but seemed interesting to me enough to go with it. So, but this is also the Albion One library, and then there's this low short string articulation. Yeah, it's probably not the best in this case. It's a bit laggy and a little bit weird sounding at the moment, but it was good for the writing. So this all combined. Yeah, and then there's this low string, like this long low strings as well. But yeah, it's kind of nice sounding string articulation. So let's hear. And then I have also this modulation and expression here going on as well. Basically, I have them like two different faders on my keyboard. So usually I just write both of those in the same time. They're a little bit different, but other one is more like the expression of the sound. Well, obviously, and then the modulation fader is more of the dynamics of the sound. So here, if I put actually both of those here, so you can see what happens. So you can, create a little bit more realistic, so that it's not like one note full on and then to the next one, but you can create that more realistic sound with those. Yeah, then there's probably one of my favorite sounding strings. So this is also from the Eastwest Hollywood strings library, but this is like a legato. This is 18 violins legato library basically. So I think this sounds great by itself, like and then of course at the dynamics and the expression to it. But yeah, let's hear what it does. Yeah, there's still some bass. This is also a legato from the same library. So there's all the strings. I've also like tried to keep the similar instruments in the same folder in the project, so it's easier to find them whenever there's need for them. But yeah, let's hear all the strings together. So we move forward to the brass. So I think there's couple, there's French horns, trumpets, and some like low brass going on. So not a huge deal. But yeah, these are basically like carrying the melodic idea of this piece. Let's start with the French horns actually. So it's from the Hollywood, Eastwest Hollywood brass French horn library. So. Yeah, so same idea with the strings, that using the modulation and then the expression faders to control the dynamics and the expression of the instruments. Same with the trumpets. This is also a Legato trumpet library. So if somebody doesn't know how the legato works, you have to always continue the previous note a little bit like longer than the next one, so that then this basically knows that it's supposed to be a legato, so it sort of like slides to the next one. Let me show it with this French horn. So here, if I have like a small break between those notes, it's not like doing the legato or the slide to the next one, but then if I do this, then you can hear that it's got this slide to it, and I think especially with melodies, it makes it way more realistic sounding if it's played like that, because that's probably what you would do if you played that. I mean, I don't know anything about playing brass instruments, but at least to me it sounds better in this way. So yeah, then there's this Albion One's low brass library. Yeah, long, nasty. Yeah, that's basically the brass. Let's hear them together. Oh, and this one I didn't probably show. This is from the pop brass. No, it's from the same Hollywood brass library, yeah. But this is a fun, like, this sort of flutter, trombone flutter sound. Kind of nice way to accent or make like crescendos in certain parts. All right, then let's check the choirs. Choirs. I have to learn how to pronounce that word. This case, I don't have any like long notes going on. But yeah, basically I have these two different ones. This is for the male as well. So again, using the modulation and expression wheels to control that. And then I have this staccato. Yeah, these are all from the East-West, the same library basically. So Hollywood choirs. But this is the staccato articulation, so. So pretty straightforward stuff. So then, yeah, I would also have some woodwinds here if I wanted to use them. Then some more synth kind of stuff. This is also one of my favorite sounds. In addition to that hybrid keys one, this is the Woodchester. It's kind of like mellow sounding piano, and you can make it like super ambient as well. So it can be like this very intimate sounding piano, or you can just make it a little bit more ambient. Have some synth like mallets. These are from the Pigments. Some organ stuff. It's weird. Oh, I have a chopper here, so that's why it's doing that. And of course I have church organ. Not for religious purposes in my case. Then I think the last bit of it is the percussion. So I'm using a couple different libraries here. Basically the Albion One, and then I have also surprisingly the East-West Percussion, the Hollywood stuff again. Yeah, this is a fun library, this Easter Island from Albion One as well, just to make those really like loud sounding, almost like explosion kind of sounds. For the most part, with the percussion, I'm using this Albion once again. It's a Darwin percussion ensemble, and this is a little bit crazy. Usually, I like to separate like different sounds to different tracks, so I would probably just duplicate this later on and then separate different sounds, so I have like more control over things, and you can do some mixing things to them if you like. But in this case, there is a lot of different kind of sounds going on in the same. So all these toms, and then these really high, clinks. But in this case, I was just writing this and put everything in the same. So this gets a little bit overwhelming at some point because it's so much stuff going on. But yeah, basically the idea here was just came up with this simple rhythm first, and then later on I added this syncopated rhythm to it, on top of it, to make it like more interesting, and in a way that this same rhythm is basically, like I explained earlier, it's going on like all the time underneath everything, and then it escalates into this when the whole band starts. But yeah, this is basically how it sounds, this percussion arrangement. Yeah, then I'm using this East-West percussion library just to add some cymbals. Not crazy. Yeah, there was this swell, which started a little bit earlier actually. And as usual, I have my glockenspiel, which I just actually today learned what it is, so great. But I've been using this a lot, so it's doing this kind of thing, this arpeggiated thing. I don't know, probably some skilled glockenspiel player can do that. Yeah, let's hear all the percussion together. All right, then don't have really much else than only this one synth. It's from the Pigments library. I've got also these different kind of lead sounds here. In case you need it, it's good to have different kind of stuff. All right. Yeah, these are some of them are from the Pigments, and using also this Anna as well quite a lot. It's from the I think from the Slate Digitals one. There's also a lot of good stuff there. Some electronic. Got to have, never know what comes out. There's some pads as well. Yeah, again some. But there's like crazy amount of stuff that probably haven't even tried all of them, even though I've had this library for like years. And then I have also this rhythm pattern stuff going on, again from the same library. They have this Brunel loops library that there's a bunch of different sounds in it, so it acts more like sort of like a tambourine in a way, that or like a shaker, sort of thing, how I use it. But basically, so that's how I use it. So let's say with drums, it's quite good example. So yeah, I think that's mostly the instruments, and then I have also some post-production stuff here that I usually use, just to create some more like crescendos or intensity, and make things sound a little bit more like cinematic in a way. But yeah, there's some sub drop that I was using in this case. Yeah, then there's some hits again, like these are a little bit similar to the Albion One, the Easter Island stuff, but these are from this Joey Sturgis Tones. Have this this pack which came with a bunch of stuff. So again, for the first hit, to make it hit harder, basically. And then there was this nice sounding riser, which was originally something like this. So then I just went and I cut it in this way, or chopped it like this, so it makes this triplet rhythm before everything starts. So, and then added some reverb to it, just to like smooth out the transients a little bit, because it's without it, it's a little bit too much transient in those. I think that's basically this project. So just to see everything else than the band. in this case, you notice that I have, when the band comes in, I got rid of all the lower octave instruments, so to speak. So because there's the band playing, so that's already providing bass and low end. So there's no need to have like some sort of like low brass or whatever going on there, because it would make it more messy. So it works better with everything. So again, like this part from here. Yeah, so there you go. I was thinking that I could also put like some of these templates available to anyone who would need them, although it doesn't really make much sense if you don't use the same plugins or the same instrument libraries that I do. But I was thinking that maybe I could make something using only the stock libraries and the stock plugins to have this similar sort of setup. But you know, if you're interested, let me know in the comments, and I might come up with something that would be useful for someone who is doing similar kind of things, you know. So if you want to have like all the stuff available sort of, so that you can just go whenever you're writing something, it's really easy to navigate the project and then, you know, keep writing. There's no like, nothing comes between sort of the creative moments and the realization of that idea, because there's nothing more annoying than some sort of technical problem when you have an idea and you just want to keep building that up, and then there's something weird happening, or you have to start adding tracks or whatever it could be. So that's the reason why I like to do things this way. But yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think about the video. Maybe I will do more of these in the future if people find them useful in some way. But anyways, thanks for watching.